Thank you for clicking on this video. If you're here, I ask that you watch this video till the very end because out of all of my videos, past and future, this one will undoubtedly be the most important video I ever make because this is the video that's going to save someone's life. And the irony of it all is that the person's life it's going to save is the same person who saved mine. And whether you've shared every single video that I've ever put out or you haven't shared one, I ask that you please share this one. I need your help. If you're here, you may know me personally, not at all, or you may know me as the artist Corvix. But today, I don't come to you as anything other than somebody's brother. That somebody being my sister Tina. Because without my sister Tina, many of you may never have come to know me at all. And I don't mean that dramatically. It feels underwhelming to simply call her my sister because she's been my guardian, she's been my protector, and she's been my very best friend since the moment I was born. My sister housed me from the age of 12 and onward. She gave me a home, she fed me, she bought me school supplies, Christmas presents, took me to my first concert, my first Broadway show, and she even bought me my first dog. She's been my biggest fan and she's been front and center since as long as I can remember. She would work Monday through Friday tirelessly from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., come home, cook dinner, and help me with my homework, no questions asked, no faltering. And she didn't have to do any of this because she wasn't my parent. When I was ready to move out after college, she said to me, "Aunt, it's your choice, you're free to do whatever you want, but I want you to know that I believe in you and I want you to pursue music without any financial strain or anything holding you back, and so you are more than welcome to live with me for as long as you want to because I know you're gonna make it and I believe in you." So when I say that I would not be here without my sister, at least in the capacity that I've been able to be, I mean it. She is the reason I'm here. And so it seems like poetic justice that I use the platform that she allowed me to pursue and have to help her in the darkest time of her life. There is no other person that has experienced the struggle that she's had with this disease more intimately than I. And so I feel like it's only right that I share her story. Imagine being diagnosed with a rare neurological brain condition that mimics the effects of a brain tumor, only there's no tumor. So there's nothing to target and there's no way to fix it. Imagine being forced to stop working after putting 25 years into a job you thought you'd retire at because your body started deteriorating. Imagine your body being ravaged by invasive procedures on a weekly basis only to have inconclusive answers about a disease that's destroying your life. Imagine getting enormous needles stuck into your spine, all so that the doctors can drain the excess fluid that's causing so much pressure in your brain that your head feels like it's going to explode every single day. Imagine vomiting so violently from the chronic head pain and nausea being caused by the pressure in your skull that you're forced to sleep on the bathroom floor for hours at a time. Imagine fearing you may go permanently blind or may never be able to drive again because the pressure on your optic nerve has swelled so severely that you're blacking out for moments at a time. Imagine being forced to take medication for the rest of your life with side effects almost as severe as the illness itself. Imagine being told that the only surgical option to relieve the pressure in your skull is for them to cut your head open and put a metal shunt in, also that they can drain the fluid from your head. And then imagine being told that that shunt procedure can cause even more major complications such as encephalitis, meningitis, and in some cases death. It's pretty hard to imagine, huh? My sister could have never imagined it for her life either. Almost sounds like some script to some horror movie, but it's not. This has been my sister's reality ever since she was diagnosed with idiopathic intracranial hypertension in the summer of 2016. IIH, or pseudotumor cerebri as it was formerly known, is a condition that occurs when your body creates excess cerebrospinal fluid, which is the fluid that lubricates our spines and our cranium. When there's an excess or buildup of this fluid in the body, it causes pressure in the skull and major pressure on the optic nerve. The reason we found out my sister had IIH was because she was quite literally going blind. She was losing eyesight for minutes at a time. The eye specialist that we saw urged her to be rushed to the emergency room because her optic nerve had swollen so severely that it was about to rupture. If we hadn't caught it in time, she would have gone permanently blind in her left eye. And idiopathic means they don't know why it's occurring. The intracranial pressure for an average human is between 8 and 15. My sister's intracranial pressure, when we first found out she had IIH, was 47. On the low end, almost 7 times higher than the average person. This condition affects everyone differently, but it has wreaked havoc on my sister's life. And although treatable, it is a lifelong disease. Now that we've imagined what it's like to live with a rare neurological brain condition such as IIH, I want to tell you about all of the destruction that has befallen my sister, not just health-wise, but mentally, personally, and financially. Since 2016, my sister has been told by every medical professional, specialist, and lawyer that she must apply for disability because her condition is too severe for her to continue working. And since then, every judge that's been appointed to her case has denied her disability, no matter how many medical professionals said she is unfit to work. And I personally believe because IIH is a lesser known disease, it's not taken as seriously as some of the more renowned ones. The lawyers have told my sister to be patient because this is a process. Now imagine that process took 7 years. 7 years without income. No pandemic assistance either, because she's been undergoing this disability case since before then. 7 years of waiting in fight or flight. My sister has told every lawyer and every doctor, guys, I'm running out of money. I'm running out of financial resources. I don't know how much longer I can wait to be approved. Should I try to get a job even though I'm medically unfit to work? I don't know what else to do. And the answer is always the same. You cannot work. You are medically unfit to work. And if you do try to get a job, you forfeit this case and every cent that is potentially owed to you since you stopped working. So in the span of these 7 years, to survive financially, my sister has had to move 3 times while debilitated. She's had to sell 2 homes, all of her possessions, and she's been forced to move to a different state, far away from any of her closest family, isolated and alone while she's sicker than she's ever been because it's all she can afford to do to continue living. And because she's medically unfit to work and she had no other resource for money or income, she had to deplete her 401k. The 401k she worked for 25 years for tirelessly, the 401k that was supposed to be her future and security, gone. Also, that she wouldn't have to live on the street and be homeless. And then on top of it all, the IRS is penalizing her for dipping into her 401k, but that's the only option that she had. And in the midst of all this, as if that wasn't enough, her boyfriend tragically passed away. And following him are 2 dogs. Imagine living this nightmare for 7 years. Imagine losing every ounce of hope you've ever had. Imagine feeling like the world has forgotten about you in the darkest time of your life. There's simply too much at stake here for me to stand idly by and not use my platform. There's too much at stake for me to allow a stranger, a judge, who met with my sister on a 45-minute Zoom call when my sister's been waiting 7 years, sick for 7 years, to make a decision, a hasty decision that's a blip in the radar for them, but will affect my sister for the rest of her life. Because to the government, my sister's just another name, another number, another faceless disability case denied. But to me, my sister's the best person I've ever known. And she's sick and needs help. I'm disheartened. I'm disappointed. I'm enraged that it's come to this, but I'm also hopeful. Because I know that I can show my sister that when she thinks every door has seemingly closed on her, there is a group of people that will help her build a new one. And that help may not come from a judge's decision. My sister believed in the American dream. She was a hardworking middle-class citizen her entire life, and she believed in the justice system of America. She worked downtown Manhattan for over 2 decades. She stepped off the express bus and watched the second plane hit the South Tower of the World Trade Center on September 11th. And while she was running from that plume of smoke, the destruction of the towers, you know what the first thing she did was when she got in the building? She didn't go upstairs to her office. She stayed downstairs and ushered people who needed safety and protection into her own building, helping anyone that she could anytime that they needed it, because that's just who she was. My sister would give the shirt off of her back for a stranger. So was it so wrong for her to think that when she needed help the most, the justice system might answer her call? The world might answer her call. The system may have failed my sister, but I won't, and humanity won't. Maybe every sacrifice she made for me to pursue this career and have an audience and have a platform will come full circle right now in this video. As an independent artist and musician, you all have shown me how kind and altruistic people can truly be. Strangers, how much people can truly care. If every single follower that I have across all of my social media platforms donated even $1, we could change my sister's life and replenish some of what's been lost during the destruction since she's been diagnosed with this disease. My sister's been my hero my whole life. And just this once, I would like to be hers. So no, maybe this money wouldn't cure her illness or help her get back the time and the happiness that she's lost, but it would certainly offer some reparations for everything IIH has taken from her. It would help alleviate the financial destruction that befell her for a burden she didn't ask for. She worked her entire life for a steady and stable future like the rest of us, and it was ripped out from under her feet. And she's been screaming for help now for many years. The judges won't hear her. The government won't hear her. So in a time where she feels voiceless, I'm going to be her voice, and we will be her voice. You may not know my sister, but you don't have to know her. All you have to do is picture the most kind-hearted, best person in your life, whoever that may be for you, and imagine the lengths that you'd go to if they were in a situation like my sister was in. So where are we now? And why am I asking you for help? My sister was denied disability once again this year. And because her living conditions have only worsened, so has her disease. So of course, her lawyers told her, "You are still sick. You are medically unfit to work. You must appeal." Only this time, this is her last appeal. And it could take another 18 months for a decision to be made. Only this time, she has nothing left to sell. Nowhere else to move. Nothing left to her name. Another 18 months will be close to a decade of this nightmare. A decade of no income. A decade of being ill. A decade of being told to be patient when you're on the verge of homelessness. A decade of waking up living in a constant state of fear, not knowing how you're going to survive the next day. I don't want her to feel this anymore, because she's the person that made me feel safe my entire life. And she deserves to feel safety too. And if you know me as Corvix, and my music has ever helped you through anything at all in your life, please know that my sister is the person behind that. My sister is the person who nurtured me to be who I am, to pursue my dreams. Guys, I've always said when I win a Grammy, my sister's gonna be the first person I thank. She's gonna be the first person that comes up on that stage with me. But I don't need to win a Grammy. If I can help her with this video, if we can change her life with this GoFundMe, that would mean more to me than 20 Grammys. The link to her GoFundMe is in the description below. I'm also gonna pin it to the comment section. And in these situations, I think it's easy to think that someone else will donate, that it's just another video we can scroll by, another cause. I know we're all desensitized to it, but if you've made it this far, and I hope you have, I'm asking you to help save someone's life, and that someone is my sister. And most importantly, please share this with one other person today at least. Thank you all for hearing me. And most importantly, thank you for hearing my sister's story. Take care and stay well. And please prioritize your health, because a lot of us take it for granted. Click the link below. I know we can change my sister's life.